Welcome to 360 Degree. I'm Anjali Istwal. While Prime Minister Narendra Modi is in France for the Bastille Day celebrations as the guest of honor for the parade, an unlikely issue that has been smoldering at home in India seems to have marred the jubilations for the government and the BJP. Manipur violence has managed to tag along with PM Modi all the way up to France. While the Prime Minister is being welcomed by the French political royalty, with the President Emmanuel Macron even tweeting a welcome to Prime Minister Modi in Hindi, the European Union Parliament that holds its sessions in Strasbourg, some 500 kilometers away from Paris, has raised the Manipur issue. The EU Parliament on Thursday, the very day PM Modi stepped on French soil, adopted 3 resolutions on the human rights situation. One of them was India's Manipur situation. The EU Parliament press release said, following recent violent clashes in the state of Manipur, India, which since May 2023 have left at least 120 people dead, 50,000 displaced, and over 1,700 houses and 250 churches destroyed, Parliament strongly urges the Indian authorities to put in place all necessary measures to promptly halt the ethnic and religious violence and to protect all religious minorities. It further adds, the resolution notes that intolerance towards minority communities has contributed to the current violence and that there have been concerns about politically motivated, divisive policies that promote Hindu majoritarianism in the area. MEPs call on the Indian authorities to allow independent investigations to look into the violence, to tackle impunity, and to lift the internet ban. Now, this timing of the adoption of the resolution raises the question, why would France fit the head of the same government which is being criticized by the MPs of the EU Parliament in their own country? Is the timing deliberate? India was quick to dismiss this development. India called this interference in India's internal affairs unacceptable and said that it reflects colonial mindset. But why is this resolution seen as an affront to PM Modi's visit? To understand this, we need to know what is the European Parliament and how powerful it really is. The European Parliament, or the EP, is the legislative branch of the European Union and one of its 7 institutions. It is directly elected and made up of 705 members who are called MEPs, representing all EU countries. The European Parliament decides upon EU legislation. Members of the European Parliament are elected in EU member states every 5 years and represent around 446 million citizens. So while on paper it is a powerful institution capable of blocking trade and has a say in the EU budgetary decisions, over time it has seen diminishment of its relevance compared to the European Council or European Commission. But do remember, it has as much say on the European legislation as ministers from the national capitals of the EU nations. And the European Commission, the closest thing the EU has to a government, can be dismissed by it. But this right to adopt legislative resolutions is, as many call, a power of deliberation. Although sometimes this can also be seen as a symbol of the lack of power of the institution. It is also a useful tool that has allowed the European Parliament to express opinions on all sorts of issues and to develop a political discourse. That is exactly what it did by adopting a resolution on Manipur human rights issue, while PM Modi was just 500 kilometers away. India has long stopped worrying about statements from foreign institutions, and the narrative of colonial mindset helps them in brushing off such resolutions. But we do have to understand that Manipur is not getting the kind of attention it deserves. The central government has been extremely tight-lipped on the issue. PM has more or less ignored it, while the Home Minister's attempts have proven futile. A part of our country is on fire, and we are not even feeling the heat. Someone else who has no connection with it is pointing it out to us. That's unacceptable. We need to put out the fire in Manipur. The government needs to do more before this fire burns down the house. Do tell us what you think about this video in the comment section, and for more news updates, subscribe to India Today.